The Dodgers are back. See how baseball fans rang in the new season and honored their favorite sports announcer.
No, ma'am, because I don't want to repeat myself.
Because I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Black Lives Matter demonstrators gather outside a downtown LA jail. Find out why one family is demanding answers after the death of a loved one.
And the Los Angeles Fire Department unveiled new fire rescue vehicles that they say will make LAX safer. Annenberg TV News is next.
Live from USC, you're watching Annenberg TV News.
It was a sold-out crowd at Dodger Stadium for opening day, the Dodgers' 59th season in Los Angeles. Good evening, I'm Madison Keevy.
And I'm Sonica Bargo. Our sports reporter Ty Hawkins has some highlights of opening day at Dodger Stadium. Ty?
Take me out to the ball game. The sun was shining for opening day at Dodger Stadium. Fans packed the stands for the first home game of the season to watch the Dodgers battle the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Pictures and video, pictures of
Yeah, I don't.
LA was the first on the board as AJ Ellis put down a perfect bunt to score Howie Kendrick. Dodgers led 1-0 after 2 innings, but the Diamondbacks came back swinging, scoring in the 7th, 8th, and twice in the 9th to get them the win. So, unfortunately for the Dodgers, they fell to the Diamondbacks 4-2 after an exciting 9 innings. That's it for now. Maddie, over to you.
After 67 years, 25 World Series, and hundreds of games, Dodgers announcer Vin Scully announced his last home opener today. His career is longer than any other sports broadcaster, and fans at the stadium today said this season will be bittersweet. You'd think opening day at Dodger Stadium was a citywide holiday. Today, it seems like one.
We've been trying to get to a home opener for a while, and this is our first one, so I'm glad we got to make it.
First home opening game.
For others, opening day is a tradition.
I have at least 21 straight home openers coming straight, but I've been a fan since back in '85.
I've been a Dodger fan probably since 1966 is when I started following them.
For all fans, today there's something to celebrate. It's the last home opener announced by the voice of the Dodgers, Vin Scully. Fans say they're not sure who could replace him.
We're going to be missing something without Vin Scully.
Vin Scully is that team
Vin Scully
player
is Dodger baseball.
Yes, exactly.
He'll be missed, for sure. So, but I get to hear him the whole rest of the season.
Even before the game today, Scully said what he would miss most is the roar of the fans.
Oh my gosh, just him actually announcing that game was just, poetry in motion. It's just like amazing.
Fans are prepping for a new season with a new manager, Dave Roberts, a former player and the first minority manager in the team's franchise.
New manager always brings in a new vibe, so I think that's good. So far, we're looking pretty good, so I feel good.
Scully has the rest of the season left, but these fans already know what he'll be remembered for.
Time for Dodger baseball.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
The celebrations for his final season will continue throughout the year. Mark your calendars because Vin Scully Appreciation Night is September 23rd.
Members of Black Lives Matter protested today in front of a detention center in downtown Los Angeles after a woman was found dead in the jail last month.
We want justice. We're tired of black women being killed in the hands of police officers. This is another case of Sandra Bland, and we're not having it. We're tired of black women being killed. We're tired of black people being killed in the hands of policemen. Black lives do matter. All lives do matter, but black lives do matter. Because this is an ongoing thing that's happening in our community over and over again by the people that's supposed to protect us, and we're tired. We're fed up.
Police say that Wakisha Wilson hung herself last month, only 2 days before her release. Wilson's mother said she was not notified of her daughter's death until days later.
We're going to struggle. We're going to struggle till we get freedom. Everybody is going to know the name of Wakisha Wilson. We're going to do things like change policy, but we're also going to make people know that the power rests with the people.
The attorney for the Wilson family says that Wakisha was bipolar, but believes that her condition did not play a role in her death.
Secretary of State John Kerry made a trip to downtown LA today to defend the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP. The agreement is a multinational trade deal designed to strengthen economic ties between 12 Pacific Rim countries.
Understanding that other nations look to America first for leadership, we know that with TPP, we're going to be far better positioned to protect our interest in the globe's most dynamic region with it than we would be without it.
Kerry argues that the TPP would mean lower taxes, increased access to expanding markets, and exports. Some experts see the agreement as the biggest trade deal the world has seen in 20 years. The partnership includes major superpower Japan, but excludes China. Opponents like Hillary Clinton, Kerry's predecessor, argue that the TPP could hurt American workers. Today is Equal Pay Day. It marks the extra time women would have to work to earn as much as men did in 2015. Maryland Senator Barbara Mikulski says she's excited about positive changes being made for women in the workplace.
We need to continue to make history, and we need to continue to change history.
I want young girls and boys to come here 10, 20, 100 years from now to know that women fought for equality. It was not just given to them. I want them to come here and be astonished that there was ever a time when women could not vote. I want them to be astonished that there was ever a time when women earned less than men for doing the same work.
President Obama paid tribute to women's equality today by dedicating a national monument to women's history in Washington, D.C.
And it was a positive day for the stock market today, thanks to rising oil prices. The Dow went up 164 points today, closing at 17,721, and the Nasdaq added 38 points, closing at 4,872. The gains are largely being attributed to rising energy prices that rallied the market. Firefighters at LAX showed off some new tools today that they say will enhance safety at the airport. Officials unveiled 6 new fire rescue vehicles equipped to work on the airport's growing number of wide-body and double-decker planes. The new fire trucks replace 4 older vehicles, increasing the airport's firefighting capability by 50%.
So now we've got a vehicle that's much more technologically savvy. They're push button rather than everything being manual. They're a little bit faster, they're quieter, they're safer, they're more efficient.
The LAFD says its older rescue vehicles are still functional and have been sent to Ontario and Van Nuys airports.
Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Jose Antonio Vargas was a guest speaker at Annenberg today. He talked about the inability of mainstream media to accurately reflect issues of race, immigration, and identity.
We can't ask the harder questions. And as journalists, we are responsible for that. We must ask these harder questions. Right now in this election in which American identity itself is at stake, we need better reporting on issues of race, immigration, and identity and how they intersect. We need newsrooms to actually reflect what the communities that we serve look like.
Vargas argued that more independent news sources and diversity in newsrooms are needed to better represent these multicultural issues. He is involved in a new digital media startup, Emerging Us, that hopes to do just that. USC President Max Nikias was recognized today for university achievement during the first 5 years of his administration. Nikias was presented a commemorative scroll by the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors. The scrolls are awarded to citizens who contribute to the county. President Nikias says he feels the recognition is not just for him.
I think it's a great recognition of what our university does, not just me, but also the entire leadership team of the university and our students, that they volunteer in many of the neighborhood outreach programs.
President Nikias also spoke about plans to build a biotechnology park at USC. He believes the project will create thousands of new jobs.
Los Angeles medical groups and nutrition advocates are calling for lawmakers to pass a bill that would raise the cost of some of your favorite sugary drinks.
I am live here in front of City Hall, which will be lit in red, blue, and orange tonight. It's for the Armenian Peace Vigil, which I'll be telling you more about in just a few.
And one contender for the next USC quarterback will be in studio to discuss his journey to the spotlight.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up 1 finger if you're a man, women 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so one more finger if you're not very active. One finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Elected officials and Armenian American community groups are holding a vigil tonight in response to the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Annenberg Media's Kay Agram is live in downtown LA where the vigil is taking place. Kay?
Now, members of the Armenian community here in Los Angeles, as well as the LA City Council and members of the community, have gathered here in front of the steps of City Hall for a Armenian peace vigil. Now, the peace vigil comes just a few weeks after a few attacks that had happened overseas. Now, what's happening here is there have been a lot of people gathering. I'm told about 100 or so people will show up, but right now the event has not started. Members of the Armenian community plan to rally and hold a vigil so that way they can pay their respects. Candles, they're wearing t-shirts in support of their homeland. A lot of people right now are just waiting for the event to start. Just a little context, again, a few weeks ago, a few attacks had happened overseas between two groups, Armenians and the Azerbaijan, and a few people had been attacked, and really people are just coming out tonight to pay their respects and show their support for their loved ones and for their community. Now, this conflict has been going on for a really long time, since the 80s, and now it seems that recently things have stirred up again, and it's really been over territory that both sides have encountered a few casualties. But since this past week, with Los Angeles being a huge place for a lot of Armenians, whether that be Glendale, downtown Los Angeles, really people are just here now to show their support. And now we'll be bringing it over to our guest who we have here, Manoush, who I know you came a few ways to get here, right? Yes. So I know you came here, and I'll just have you move over just a little bit. So you traveled really far to get here tonight, right?
That's right, 40 miles, yes. From Bell Canyon, I'm here to support my community, and hopefully we can stop this violence and not senseless attack. There is, I mean, it's been going on, as you said, for a long time, and it has to stop sometime soon. Yeah.
And so what are you hoping will come out of, tonight? The community here is really strong. There are a lot of Armenians here. What is it like to be here?
Yeah, I'm very excited to be here, and I like to show my respect and my support. And whatever it takes, I will do it.
Well, thank you so much. Now, again, as I'd mentioned, that the City Hall behind me will be lit up this evening. It'll be in red, blue, and orange, to commemorate the Armenian flag. And again, that will start sometime soon tonight, so I'm sure you'll be able to see it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Kay. With me today is Selfie Gazarian, Director of the USC Institute of Armenian Studies. Selfie, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Sonika.
So I want to ask you, this renewed conflict that happened earlier this month, what could this mean for a peace process going forward?
That's a very good question, and this really just happened a week ago. This is a conflict that has been not a burning conflict for a little over 20 years, and it's a conflict that has been self-maintained. It's the only ceasefire in the world where there are no monitors. The Armenians of Karabakh and the Azerbaijanis have monitored it. And over the last 2 years, that's kind of begun to fall apart. This is bad for the region because this is a region that desperately needs stability. It needs economic development. It needs democratization. This is a piece of the former Soviet Union that's still transitioning into a normal, stable economic and political situation. So war anywhere is bad. War in that region is really dangerous for the political development. And of course, as you asked, it's really not good for peace because this means there's now even less trust and faith on the other side.
Now, the region that the conflict is happening in Nagorno-Karabakh has not been recognized by the international community. So I wanted to know, do you think it is important for the international community to recognize it?
What's important is that the international community recognize that self-determination is not an abstract political term. The reason self-determination is there in all of the norms of international law is because people realize that if a population doesn't determine its own future, its own system of governance, its own government, then that area is going to be unstable. So what's really important is that the international community respect the decision of the people of Karabakh, which was to not be a part of Azerbaijan. That's an important thing to decide, and it's an important thing to honor. The rest of us in all of the countries in which we live benefit from that principle of self-determination.
All right, and now we saw in the live shot that the Armenian community in LA is quite big. So how does this conflict affect the Armenian American community here?
In two very different ways. One is that war anywhere is bad. We know that. I mean, we watch the news, we follow what's happening in the world, and it's not a good thing to see that anywhere. That's the global answer. The specific answer is that there are people in this community with relatives on the front line. We held a very large event here on campus last Saturday called Innovate Armenia, and several of the guests had sons on the front line. This is a very immediate effect. But finally, at the end of all of this, it means that if Azerbaijan considers those people its own citizens, which it purports to do, treating them with this kind of violence, with this kind of senseless cruelty that at the end of the day does not create an environment for peace, that's bad for the whole region, not just for Armenians.
Okay. That's all the time that we have for today. Selfie, thank you again for speaking with us. Maddie, back to you.
Thank you so much. So it's been a little cooler recently. It rained this weekend. Now today it's really hot. Let's check in with Jasmine to see what's going to stay and what's going to go. Jasmine, fill me in.
Yeah, so we did see some rain this weekend and we have been having those cooler temperatures. You can expect a heat up. I will have that for you in a second, but first let's go ahead and drop in on our current temperatures. We are currently at 71 degrees, so we do see that it is a little bit cooler, but no rain for today. We had some beautiful sunshine coming in and out. Let's go ahead and look at the temperatures for tomorrow all throughout Southern California and see where we stand. Down in Palm Springs, you're looking at 88. Up in Big Bear, you're going to be at 53. Over in San Bernardino and Riverside, you're going to be in those mid 70s, so it is heating up just a little bit. Let's go ahead and move on to Malibu and see what the temperatures look like over there for tomorrow. Folks in Malibu, you can expect 66. In Thousand Oaks in the valleys, you're kind of in those 70s. So you are still cool, but it is kind of heating up and you're not going to be seeing any rain. Let's go ahead and take a look at temperatures closer to home. For tomorrow, Anaheim, you're looking at 69. Up in Pasadena, you're at 71. As we move down to the coast, LAX, you're 67. For us at USC, we're going to be at 68. Finally, let's drop in on our week-long forecast and see what that is looking like. Friday, you're at 76, and if you take a look, we see that we are having a heat up. By Sunday, we're going to be at 82. We are seeing lower temperatures at night, though. And this week on Keeping Up with the Campus, I'm taking a look at the latest way to keep up with online dating while avoiding being catfished, or in other words, scammed by fake profiles.
Catfishers and online scammers beware. There's a new app in town.
You have to take a photo of yourself that authenticates, that's your active photo, which people see, and then you're able to see people nearby.
A new concept William says allows his app, Flash Dating, to deliver more safety for digital daters.
Once you log on to the app, you're prompted to take a selfie. So you snap, and you're ready to go public.
So you actually have to be you, and then that photo stays for up to 2 weeks, and it disappears, and then your profile becomes hidden again until you take another one.
The idea behind Flash is that it would be less likely for a scammer or online catfisher to create a fake profile.
Not only would they have to track someone down, get a live photo of them, they would have to somehow get their other photos. The ultimate goal really is to basically create a community and a place, for real active singles to find love.
And Flash Dating is one of the first apps to offer selfie verification and is currently available for download through the App Store. So if you're looking to online date, guys, I found you a match.
I didn't think I was, but, maybe.
Yeah. Well, at least it's preventing people from getting scammed, so that's one good thing.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, a new bill could make buying a soda more expensive. Several interest groups are urging California lawmakers to add a 2-cent per ounce tax on sugary drinks. One supporter of the bill says that it will encourage kids to make healthier diet decisions.
I lost 250 pounds by giving up sugary drinks. That's what I'm looking for, is to educate the youth that's out there today, and just give them more healthier options, to let them know they have options.
The tax would raise an estimated $3 billion for the state each year. The money raised would fund programs to fight obesity, diabetes, and other chronic illnesses associated with sugary diets. California currently has the lowest per capita funding for diabetes prevention in the nation. Opponents of the bill say sugary drinks are not uniquely responsible for weight gain, and it's unfair to blame sugar-sweetened beverages as the main reason for diabetes. Believe it or not, spring football is almost over.
Camp may be coming to a close, but for one USC player, he's just getting started. Ty Hawkins has more.
That's right, I do. It's been 3 years in the making, but the time has finally come. After one redshirt year and 2 years backing up Cody Kessler, junior quarterback Max Brown joins us in studio to talk about why the starting job is his to lose. And of course, why the Trojans have a chance to change the college football landscape in their season opener as they take on the defending national champs. Sports are fun, and they're next.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Joining me live in the studio, we got one of the Northwest's finest, fresh out of Sammamish High School, Max Brown joining me here. How you doing today, Max?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming here. All right, let's get straight to business. All right, you said at the beginning of the spring football season, a couple weeks ago, that the starting quarterback job was yours to lose. What have you done to keep that job if it was yours to lose?
Yeah, we just finished practice 13, been executing well. I feel like I did a great job stepping into a leadership role and leading the guys and driving this offense. So it's been a comfortable spring, and it's been my fourth one. So it's kind of now or never for me.
If you are named the starter, it is a competition still between you and Sam Darnold.
Yep.
He'll be facing a similar situation that you were facing behind Cody Kessler, and you didn't transfer. You stayed the course, trusted the process. Yep. If you're named the starter, what advice would you give Sam?
Exactly what you just said. Stay the course. Dominate the weight room, dominate conditioning, and just prepare yourself for your opportunity. Fortunate enough for me, or for the program, Cody stayed healthy, and so I was never forced into that situation, but I was ready and prepared myself, and you just got to go out there and enjoy the process, and don't worry about the destination, and just enjoy your teammates and the company, and working hard each and every day.
You open the season next year with a real powerhouse.
I'd say so.
You'd say so? You'd agree? All right, I like that. When's the last time has USC beat them? When's the last time USC beat Alabama?
I could not tell you. I'm not even sure. I know the big old Sam Bam Cunningham,
okay.
that game that kind of broke the racial barrier, I guess, a little bit, but that's the only game of USC Alabama that I'm even familiar with.
Oh, you're a smart guy, because that was the year
well, there you go.
1970.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, so you open against, as we said, one of the most dominant teams. Knowing that could be your first start, you haven't started a football game in 3 years. How are you preparing yourself mentally and the team headed forward?
No different. I think we're well aware that it's the defending national champions, but you can't prepare any different. You're going out there and just trying to get the guys better each and every day, show your best performance, and that's why you come to USC, to play in games on that stage, in that environment. So I think guys are looking forward to the challenge because I think one message Coach Shelton has for us is no team's going to have more talent than us. We're getting the top recruits every year. It's just a matter of going out there and playing our game, and we'll have some success.
All right, we've got one more question on a school note for you because you've been here for a while. You're 4th year.
Yeah.
Finals are coming up. You're a grad student now, right?
Yeah.
So 21 years old. How do you balance being a grad student and maybe the future of USC football headed forward?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. You try to make the most of each and every hour in the day you have, but I think I was fortunate enough to kind of grow up in a good schooling environment, so was able to establish good habits. And like you said, finals are coming up. Got a accounting and econ final, so I'll have to balance that with spring ball ending. But it's awesome. That's the full package that SC has to offer, and that's a big reason why I came here.
How excited are you to put the pads back on?
That'll be awesome. This Saturday, spring game. It'll be fun to just finally play football and go out there and play real ball.
Playing football, going out there playing real ball. He's Max Brown. Check him out this Saturday at the Coliseum, 3 o'clock for the spring game. Back to you, ladies.
Well, Coachella is just around the corner, and the annual music festival has some innovative ways to experience the event.
The earthquakes you see in movies are one thing, but real life is a completely different animal. Just because you can't predict an earthquake doesn't mean that you can't prepare for one. In the event of a real earthquake, you should drop, cover, and hold on. Visit ready.gov/earthquake and practice what to do to keep you and your family safe in the event of a real earthquake. And you'll be seen as a hero by your family and your loved ones.
Visit ready.gov/earthquake today.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
What's up? What's happening today?
Let's do those pearly whites, man.
Yeah. The boys, check it out. Stand up, do my chair is gonna compare us.
Ooh, cute.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
Hey girl, what's up? What's the name? What's good? What's up?
How many did you have? I should be fine. You should be.
Sir, go and step out of the vehicle for me.
Yes, sir. See ya, buddy. Today, Sean's got a hearing. We'll see how it goes. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Coachella is releasing its first ever virtual reality experience. Ticket buyers were given their own headset when they received their tickets. Non-ticket holders will also have access, but some VR headsets can be just as expensive as a ticket to the show.
Thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Madison Keevy.
And I'm Sonica Bargo. You can watch us on the web at uscannenbergmedia.com. Good night.